I've made many videos on the whole entire Charlie Kirk topic. This might be the most important. And as you can clearly see, this is behind Charlie Kirk and what takes place from this vantage point. And this is really key to understanding this whole entire event. Every piece of the puzzles are important to break down and dissect. And that gets into the person that releases footage, who I call Sunglasses Man, as you see here. His real name is Tyrell Farnsworth. Again, he released the footage. And I want to point out something about that many people bring up in the comment section about Charlie Kirk's t-shirt, where the letters are missing. It's simply a fold in a shirt at some points. The shirt's somewhat baggy. As you can see here, the R is missing because there's a fold in the shirt. That's why letters go missing, where you see freedom and, of course, the EE for 33 when you flip it around. And that gets back on topic with Sunglasses Man, Tyrell Farnsworth, and this infamous scene that I've shown in previous videos, which I call tampering with evidence, when he's messing with the camera after the fact. And unfortunately, YouTube is infested with shills, and one particular shill claimed this was a hologram projector. Give me a break. Does this look like a hologram to you? What a complete joke. What a complete insult. And actually, there's so-called truthers that believe that nonsense that shill's pushing. Nonetheless, I'll get back to the point of the footage from this vantage point behind Charlie Kirk. There's a few things I want to point out with the occultic side of things that people have missed. Just take a look around. It's right in front of you, all in plain sight. When it comes down to it, you see here where American Comeback, and you see the as above, so below with the red and blue. Of course, red and blue equal purple for witchcraft and royalty. You see the CC with the turning point, as you see here with Charlie Kirk at the podium. The turning point logo, when you put it side by side, they did this for a reason. You could just have one logo with the turning point, but they do this on purpose with two. You have your C and C for 33 coded. Again, I have to really emphasize they're all about symbolism. You see the lightning bolt as well. And there's actually two lightning bolts within the single lightning bolt. And so when I point out Charlie Kirk doing the devil horns, and this is within a church in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I point this out, that Charlie Kirk is doing these devil horns in a church itself. This is plain mockery. And of course, this video here, it's a very short clip, but I want to show it once again for reference for anybody that might have missed it. Words of Wisdom with Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk. Just take a quick listen as I shown before.
Learn how to say words backwards.
And there you see once again the mocking smile. And again, words of wisdom when it comes down to it, you get your WW for 33 when you turn around sideways. But again, speaking backwards, saying words in reverse. This is huge when it comes to the occult. I'm not going to go on too long about this with Aleister Crowley. And you can see here, let him learn to think backwards. And that includes, as you see here, with D, practice speaking backwards. So I'm not just pulling things out of thin air. Everything is there pointing in the direction of Charlie Kirk being one of them. He's just playing a role on the world stage as the Christian. But there's many deceivers, many antichrists. There's one antichrist, but there's many antichrists, and he's one of them. They speak through symbolism. And that gets back to this very important quote, too, actually, when it comes to Manly P. Hall, a very famous Freemason, going back in time. When the human race learns to read the language of symbolism, a great veil will fall from the eyes of men. And of course, it is said that wisdom lies not in seeing things, but in seeing through things. So again, you have to have eyes to see all the symbolism, and in their own writings, they're all about symbolism. That gets back on topic. I really want to touch upon all these other aspects so people understand he's not as advertised. Like I said, he's one of them. That gets back on topic once again with Sunglasses Man tampering with the camera itself. And again, here is Sunglasses Man. We're going to get into all the aspects with him leading up to this point where he's tampered the camera. So I'm going to set the foundation here. initially right here, as we see. Here's Sunglasses Man. There's a lot of things going on here with this individual, this female, Frank Turek, Muscle Man as I call him. I'm not going to go into great detail about these individuals. It's more about Sunglasses Man, Terrell Farnsworth. I'll play this clip for reference once again. And as you see on cue, he makes a mad dash to the back. And just take a look. And there he goes. Without hesitation, heading straight in the back to get into position. There's a lot of things going on, like I said. The guy at the camera here, he was facing this way, then he turned around. I'll back that up a tad here so you can see that with the cameraman. I'll back this up just a little bit more. You're going to see him get into position as he turns around. He's facing this way, and before anything really happens here, he's already turning around before Charlie Kirk is even over here. Let's play that once again. Just keep an eye on him. This one female as well. She's very casual as she just walks away. Lots of things going on here. But I'm going to spotlight just these few and move forward. And again, take a look. As he turns, he makes a turn to film the action. There you go. Let's move forward here with more on Sunglasses Man, Terrell Farnsworth. And I should point out, this happened, of course, in Orem, Utah. And the anagram of Orem is Rome, like all roads lead to Rome. But take a look here. Not to toot my own horn, but I was the first to show this with Sunglasses Man. And actually it was passed on to Candace Owens. And she showed the clip after I presented this. But let's get to it with Sunglasses Man getting into position. He's running for a reason to get to this exact point to film everything that's taking place from this rocky ledge. And there's Sunglasses Man right here with his camera ready to roll and film what's taking place. Let's move this forward a bit here. Once again, and for reference, I showed this millions of times, it seems like. And there's Sunglasses Man right there filming. And the person filming from this perspective as well. You have your dual angles, Sunglasses Man, and the person filming here, who I pointed out as being in a position, not just some random person, but definitely there to capture this, which I've shown so many times, with all these individuals stuffing Charlie Kirk with his nice white shoes in the back of the SUV and so forth. And I pointed out as well with this female here. Let's move this cursor down a little bit. As I pointed out, the female filming in this direction, and this female passing by, covering her mouth and telling her, let's get out of here. We did our job. Let's go. And there she is. And she's covering her mouth, knowing any lip readers might catch on to what she's saying to her. And again, as I pointed out, the cameraman purposely drops the camera down, points it down towards the rocky area so no one gets a good view of what's taking place as they're stuffing Charlie Kirk in the back. And that gets back to what I just showed here. Once again, with Sunglasses Man, after the fact, picking up the chair that Charlie Kirk was sitting on afterwards, supposedly went down to use it to get the camera. Again, not a projector. I'm not going to get into the individual who stated that, but what a complete joke that is. And again, we're going to get right to it. But again, this is the last footage we've seen of Sunglasses Man right here in this position in the very back. And there you go. There he is. Obviously staged to be here in this precise moment to capture this footage. And that gets into, again, what I pointed out with Sunglasses Man getting the SD card out of the camera. And this is the footage he released. He actually released this footage I'm going to play. I'm sure many out there have never seen this. Take a look here. A lot of interesting things to point out. Take a look. I'm going to play this slowly. And there it is. There's the initial impact. Get more of that a little bit, the front angle as I've shown before. But this is Charlie Kirk's chain, his necklace. Backed it up once again. I'll play this slowly. There it goes. Flying off. It's in the pause position, but I'm just moving this around a bit. I have it on pause. And then you're going to see him collapse to the left from our position, our angle. But what do you see or don't see behind him? Anything. There's no red liquid anywhere. As I pointed out before, This does not make sense at all. And there's Muscle Man. And there's that black mic, the magnetic mic. Supposedly he's holding a mic. We'll get into that in a little bit, but he has a mic here. He has two mics, and there's a reason for that. But let's see here. As we see the guy with the plaid shirt, as I shown before, from the opposite angle, jumping over the table. And there you see him. I'm going to play that at normal speed. Actually, let me back this up from the very start and play it at normal speed. There's going to be a little bit of pause to show the necklace. But just take a look here. And there is the necklace, a huge aspect. And again, as I mentioned in my previous video, this necklace would not just fly out from underneath the shirt unless there's something underneath. A squib, compression of air to push it out. It's that very simple. Wouldn't happen with the munition whatsoever. And you're going to see the video play here. And the one guy here that was asking Charlie Kirk questions. And take a look as the guy, as I showed before, with the plaid shirt, Muscle Man there touching Kirk. And the guy with the plaid shirt jumps over the table like surfing on the table, as I mentioned before. But again, we see nothing on Charlie Kirk's shirt whatsoever. And again, I'm going to show that with the necklace. We're going to get to that momentarily. As this plays a little bit more, you're going to see the necklace clearly dangling over on Charlie Kirk's left side from our perspective. There you see there. I'm going to back up just a tad so you can see that necklace just dangling. And right there. Getting right in the position. And there you see it. And here's Charlie Kirk before the event with his head of security, as I mentioned before, Brian Harple. And take a look at the chain itself. So there's no dispute about the chain. And there it is, what came magically flying out from under his shirt. That makes absolutely no sense. The munition to his neck. How could this just pop out? Like I said, we'll get more of that. And actually do that right now. As I've shown before as well. Very important to put all these pieces together. And just watch behind Charlie Kirk from this position. This angle with Muscle Man. Again, Brian Harple here. 4 and 7 for 11 3 times. So you get your 11 and 11, 11 for 33 once again coded. And just take a look behind Charlie Kirk. As I move the cursor, you're going to see clearly that necklace once again from this angle flying out. And there you see it from the very top. Kind of hard to see there, but as I move this over, you're going to see it more clearly. And there you see it right here. Clearly coming out. Again, I have to really emphasize no projector behind Charlie Kirk, obviously. And just a little bit of a close-up of the necklace itself once again. I really want to emphasize on this footage, this is key as well with this angle, this vantage point straight forward. Obviously looking towards the audience. And again, this is no projector. Obviously a camera capturing the back as I proved and demonstrated without a shadow of a doubt. So all truth and lies will be known as time moves forward. We know who's real, who's not. We know who we're referring to as far as fake truthers. Let's play this clip. Very important and very key once again, where Charlie Kirk is holding that mic. I need to break this down for anybody that's new to my channel and for reference to put this all in context with a single video showing every aspect. Let's play this. And again, I'm going to pause right here as Charlie Kirk brings the mic down. Pay attention to his right arm as he takes the mic, brings it down, and he moves his arm in his hand into position. And as he braces himself, he's going to close his eyes and brace himself for what's to come. There he goes. He's closing his eyes right now. They're completely shut right here. He's moving his hand in position. Then you'll see him clearly brace himself for what's to come. And there you go. You see that, the arm move, and then boom, right here. There you go. And you see the hair move. You see his whole shirt move, and this is why you don't see some of the letters. Because obviously the shirt's all puffy from the air compression that's underneath. This is clear as day. There's no dispute. There's no debate about this. And of course, the magnetic mic, and he has two mics, like I said, Why have two mics? And the answer is clear, because one is the trigger button. As you can see, once again for the last time, as he braces himself for what he knows is going to come. And he sets it off with his right hand right there, and there you go. One last time. And that gets the occultic side once again, with obviously the number 33, with the 33-hour manhunt for the supposed perpetrator in Tyler Robinson's words. Tyler, as in someone that lays tiles when it comes to Freemasonry. Their angle here with Kash Patel and the announcing of the 33-hour manhunt, capturing of Tyler Robinson. Let's take a look here. Kash Patel, FBI head, in his own words, mentioning the number 33 with all these news stories, of course, coded with that number 33.
In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox.
And there you go. Again, as always, that number 33 mentioned with these headline news stories. Not by chance, not by coincidence. It's by design. And with all the evidence I provided throughout this video presentation, some might ask, where's Charlie Kirk today? And clues are left behind, as always, with all the lies. They also leave the truth in plain sight. Let's get right to it. Again, with this press conference towards the end with Kash Patel.
To my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch. And I'll see you in Valhalla.
And he says, I'll see you in Valhalla. There's two meanings. It's a duality aspect when it comes to Freemasonry taking place. When it comes to Valhalla, that's where supposedly the warriors go after their time is up. But again, on the duality aspect, this is what Kash Patel's referring to. Take a look at Tyler Robinson in this media release photo. And I've stated many times how they love to leave clues in plain sight. Take a look at the computer monitor. What do you see? This is an overhead map of New Zealand. And here's a side-by-side with the computer monitor and a Google image, an overhead of New Zealand. And what is the significance of New Zealand? This individual, Tyler Robinson, all the way to the United States, in Utah, again, having a map of New Zealand on his monitor. What it comes down to, this is Valhalla, New Zealand. And this is the resort, Valhalla itself. And again, how they love to mock, how they love to leave clues in plain sight for all to see with Valhalla, New Zealand. And again, Kash Patel mentioning, and to conclude, let's play this one last time, with this whole entire news story with clues in plain sight for all to see.
To my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch. And I'll see you in Valhalla.